So last week, PlayerUnknown's Battleground made it into the news for reasons it probably shouldn't have. If you haven't been following closely, last week a ransomware virus was unleashed to the world that basically forced you to play PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Now, up until this point, we've basically looked at many pieces of ransomware, and we'll continue to look at many pieces of ransomware too. Some a little more creative, some that are on different platforms, and some that use different technologies to sort of ransack you with your money. So we looked at basically the WannaCry virus, and the WannaCry virus, or the ransomware in particular, was pretty nasty. It was one that was very, very, very dangerous. It was a harmful virus. It basically started kicking away your files after 7 days, and unless you could actually get into the memory beforehand and dig out a key or something in particular related to the virus and use that to start deciphering, you were pretty much fucked to begin with. And that's par for the course for any bit of ransomware. Once you get attacked by ransomware and it starts encrypting it and throws away the key, or at least sends the key off to some server out in the middle of nowhere, then you're kind of screwed at the mercy of the actual ransomee, or ransomer, whatever they want to call it. But anyways, this one in particular was tied to a video game. And no money was ever charged for this virus in particular, at least to my knowledge. And all it did was require people to play about an hour of PlayerUnknown's Battleground, and that was that. So I figured for this video in particular, I could just run the virus and show you, yeah, we got ransomed. But then again, today, I'm going to show you a different light, or at least me being forced to play a game that I actually do enjoy. So again, this wasn't an unpleasant virus. Okay, it's not like it made me play it's not like it made me play Superman 64 or anything, so I thank God for that. Anyways, in this particular instance, I actually didn't mind playing PlayerUnknown's Battleground, but I wanted to analyze the virus and sort of see if it would stay true to its word and give my files back if I had played a bit of the game. Now to do this, the analysis was the most interesting, most fun part of this video. So what I did was I created a virtual machine that can game. Now up until this point, the virtual machines that we've been using have been running under VMware. And virtual machines, let me just basically give you the layman's terms of it. Virtual machines run using hypervisors. The hypervisor basically allows you to run a operating system within the operating system. So in this case, just remember there are two types of hypervisors, type 1 and type 2. Type 2 hypervisors are what we've been using up until this point, VirtualBox and VMware. These are hypervisors that run within an operating system. So typically you're running in an operating system to another operating system. These ones are pretty common. You can use them for testing out distros, multiple applications, or just doing general stuff. Then you have type 1 hypervisors, and this can be something like KVM or QEMU, which I believe is just the front end, but regardless, these are type 1 hypervisors. And type 1 hypervisors are a little different because they have more bare naked access to the metal in your system anyways. These allow you to pass through graphic cards, utilize your CPU to its full potential using virtualization technology, and these are the things you want to be using if you want to do some serious VM work. Now, they're not easy to set up, which I'm going to give you the very, 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 very condensed version of what we did over here. So, to build a gaming VM, you essentially do need a gaming computer. There are many prerequisites. You need a pretty modern CPU, or one that supports virtualization technology, VT-D. Both AMD and Intel have a version of virtualization technology built onto their processors. You need to enable it in the BIOS, and typically it comes enabled anyway. So, if you're not sure, go to your BIOS and check if you have VT-D capabilities. After that, you're going to need to make sure that you have a spare graphic card, alright? And most gaming PCs, you probably will have a graphic card in it, whether it be AMD or NVIDIA. In this case, for our test computer, we use an NVIDIA GTX 1080 and an i7 8700K processor. I'm more of an Intel NVIDIA guy when it comes to virtualizations anyways. AMD and ATI are nice, but then you kind of miss out on the really special things that NVIDIA and Intel do bring to the table when it comes to these really high-end tasks. So anyways, moving on with the whole tale. I installed so number one, you need to install Debian Linux, okay? Or any form of Linux will work, Fedora will work, but I use Debian. So I installed the Debian Linux package, which comes free. You can just download it from the site. It's basically an operating system like Windows, so treat it as such. Once you've installed Debian Linux, you basically get the Virt Manager, QEMU, KVM, all the libraries associated with it. These are the virtualization software. These are the hypervisors you're going to be using. Comparable hypervisors are something like Xen, so basically KVM Xen is what you want to have. At that point, you start creating a virtual machine, but before you get onto it, you need to isolate your GPU, which is the biggest task out of it. So, short story, is you have to find your IOMMU groups. You basically have to use I think it's the VISO or Vito. It's one of those packages that you use, and basically you isolate your graphic card from being picked up by the operating system at launch, at boot. So this involves modifying your bootloader, basically isolating IOMMU groups and hooking them just for a VM. Complicated stuff, but it is what it is, okay? If it's complicated, right now me saying it, it is a hell of a thing doing it later on, trust me. It baffles my mind sometimes getting into it. But if you want me to make a video on it, I will be glad to make a video on it. It is some confusing nerdy shit, so if you like me getting nerdy, that's as nerdy as it gets. Anyways, once you've passed through your GPU, created your VM, installed Windows, you then have a virtual machine that you can actually game on. This is basically a Windows operating system. You introduce a couple flags to the virtual machine to basically mask the fact that you're using a VM anyways. So at this point, once you do a little more spoofy tactics, you have a virtual machine that is a virtual machine, but the system doesn't know that it's a virtual machine. And with that, no viruses will either, with an asterisk. Okay, some viruses can be intelligent. They can look for even the tiniest bit of string to prove that you're in a VM and won't run. But point is, we've masked ourselves. So if I say wanted to run Sonic Gather Battle at this point, I probably could have, because it wouldn't have known that I'm running in a VM. Windows 10 is virtual machine aware. It knows that it's running in a VM. And if you can trick Windows out of it, then you probably can trick many other softwares out of it too. That's probably the only hook they're checking for anyways. So now that I got a virtual machine set up, it's time to get PUBG started. So I downloaded the game through Steam, and I downloaded the virus sample. The virus sample you can obtain through many organizations out there that deal with this kind of stuff. So again, do it at your own risk. Don't be playing around with this kind of stuff. I got the virus sample, which triggered a bunch of antiviruses, and it's 40 kilobytes in size. And launching it gave me the ransomware, and I played the game and whatnot. But I'm going to sort of leave that for what it is. We're going to check the analysis phase and see exactly how this virus plays out in a real virtual machine scenario. Alright, so this is the guerrilla style videography portion of the video. This is the analysis part of it. This is where I basically created this KVM machine. So what I basically talked about a little earlier before this in the video was I created this virtual machine that was pretty much indistinguishable from a regular virtual machine, and it was a type 1 hypervised virtual machine, which means that it could run pretty much your mainstream native games with no problem. So let me walk you through how that works. Now, if I go to the device manager on my virtual machine, one thing you'll notice is if I go to display adapters, you'll realize that I have a GTX 1080 connected. One of the big problems with actually testing this virus, and this one in particular, is that I needed to play PlayerUnknown's Battleground, which is a game that requires both your GPU and your CPU. So I needed to pass through a GPU. So what I basically did with this Type 1 hypervisor was I locked away that GPU, like I said earlier, and I just passed it through to this virtual machine. And that's of course how it's outputting to everything. I'm using the integrated graphics processor on the actual CPU myself to just show me a Debian window right here, which I can't really show you. But I've got this Type 1 version running over here at 1080. And if you go to the task manager, Windows 10 has this weird thing where it actually knows if it's being virtualized, like it's virtualization aware. And over here, it actually doesn't showcase anything like that. In fact, I've actually mapped it 1-to-1 to my i7-8700K CPU. Nothing that intensive, but you know, it's a CPU that gets the job done. So you've got about one socket on it, 6 cores, 12 logical processors, because the i7 models come with hyperthreading. So basically each core is essentially 2 threads. So you've got 12 cores, well 6 real cores and 6 logical cores. L1, L2, L3 cache is a little spoofed as far as I know, but that really won't amount to much because the VTD technology just handles that all on its own. So basically, I have a pretty standard virtual machine running that doesn't know that it's a virtual machine. Though there are ways the virtual machine will know. If you have a pretty intelligent malware, one of the disk drives that I have, in fact both of them are VirtIO disk drives. So they'll know that I'm using a virtualization software just by that driver alone. Could I mask these? I definitely could. I could use IDE drives. I could basically use a bunch of spoofed bullshit anyways and make myself completely clean. But in this case, the PUBG virus really won't require all that much. So you don't have to worry about it. Here you can see all my processors are listed. Everything is available. So now over here, I've got PUBG basically installed from my Steam library, ready to go. Now, this virus sample is located right over here, 41 kilobytes in size. So we're actually going to start that. And right over here, you can see that the PUBG ransomware is taken over. Your files, image, music, documents are encrypted. Your files are encrypted. Okay, well, I mean, I don't want to make fun of the English, by PUBG ransomware. But don't worry, it is not hard to unlock it. I don't want money, just play PUBG for 1 hour. Or restore code is S2ACXX56A2SA. So basically, you can put the restore code in. Well, you can't put the fucking restore code in. Basically, it's waiting for the game to launch. So if I start opening up, I don't know, fucking, let's go to documents for a second. Pictures, I actually don't have anything for this to take over. All these files are basically at this point encrypted by this ransomware. Actually, yeah, it tells you exactly what's encrypted. What the fuck? So you go over here, desktop new folder apparently is encrypted. I can't even, the program doesn't have any scroll functionality. What the fuck, dude? What is this, man? What is this, baby's first GUI, dude? What the fuck? Oh shit, I'm landing. Fuck, I hate it when you're landing like right there. Jesus fuck. Can I jump through that place? Fuck, man. The vaulting is so, ooh, my. Fuck this guy, dude. Fuck you, buddy. Oh wait, hold on. Where are you, you piece of shit? Where the fuck are you? Alright, I got this. Where is he at? Where you at, bitch? I probably don't want to do this, considering that he's probably also found a gun. But, whatever, dude. I'm a ballsy motherfucker, okay? I got this. Let me try to find... Oh, no. There he is, dude. There he is. Fuck, Muda. Your aim is fucking potato, dude. Jesus. Wait, hold on. Hide over here. A shotgun, dude. Okay, whatever. That was some terrible plays on my end. Jesus. Okay, he's right out there. Oh, dude, he got fucking destroyed. Holy shit. Oh, what? What did he have on him? Oh, he had a P92 with fucking no ammo. Jesus, now I feel terrible. Actually, I don't, dude. That's the name of the game, bro. That is the name of the game, Muda. Name of the game, dude. Saiga 12 is a badass, man. I'll tell you, the Spetsnaz are fucking crazy keeping that shit around with them, dude. Where is he? There it is. Oh, you fucking run, dude. You fucking run. You run, motherfucker. Okay, get that tack stock. Ooh! Well, that was my dumbass play. I didn't think he could get me. I thought I was sufficiently undercover. But anyways, we got myself a reward of 95 BP. I did get 1 kill, okay? So I set out with the goal, and I did the goal, and that's all that matters, and nobody can take that away from me, dude. So anyways, now that's done, let me actually get out of PUBG and see what the world looks like on my computer, okay? Is PUBG... Has PUBG destroyed my computer? Am I able to play anything? Let me see this real quick. Oh, your files are decrypted. Okay, so I didn't have to play the whole fucking hour. I don't know why it said play a whole hour of PUBG, but thank you. So all of my files are now decrypted, and it seems like I can just access everything, dude. So yeah, fuck. I can apparently do what I need to, motherfucker. So best check is to see if I can open up like the settings again that it was locking off from me. Can I open up like display settings real quick? Because I know it blocked it. Yeah, I can open up all my display settings again. Display adapter. What the fuck? Did it corrupt a run DLL? Yo, yeah, what? It's probably already broken, but Jesus. Okay, so hold on. This was actually blocked off real temp, which is actually another way to show you that I'm running a hypervisor. So one of the things you'll notice if you're in a hypervisor, you can see that it can't track the megahertz of this. It can't track the clock speeds. It can track the model number, but it can't track the sensor. So it all reads 100, but it's not thermal statusing anything. So yeah, basically what we've got, motherfucker, ladies and gentlemen, is an interesting situation where PUBG took control of my computer, and basically all it took me was to play the game, and I enjoy PUBG anyway, so I don't know why you have to put a gun to my head and make me play it, but it's a pretty harmless virus right there, but it is what it is. It is a ransomware, if you will, and it does take control of your files. So, of course, the real problem is, man, I guess if you couldn't run PUBG, you're kind of screwed, but we managed to be infected, and we played with the kidnappers, or ransom me, or whatever the fuck, and we managed to save our computer. So, analysis over, let's get back to the main video. And that was that, ladies and gentlemen, a virus that simply forced you to play a game, that's all. Now, I'm not a huge fan of viruses forcing me to play certain things or do certain things. I consider this pretty wrong, and it's pretty illegal, mind you. But as far as ransomware goes, it's pretty, I guess, tame. Now, the only problems I can foresee with this, well, aside from the obvious files being ransomed, is assuming the person's computer can't run PlayerUnknown's Battleground. I mean, what the fuck are you supposed to do? But again, in our testing, all we had to do was launch the game, really, and, I mean, immediately upon the game detecting the hook that PUBG was launched, it gave your files back. You didn't even have to play the whole hour. I only played, I think, a match or two, and that's about it. So, all in all, the virus is pretty tame. It was made by, I assume, a big fan of PlayerUnknown's Battleground. They didn't really want money, they just wanted you to play the game, and I don't think PlayerUnknown's Battleground really needs somebody forcing them to play the game. A lot of people play it enough already, trust me. It's trending on Steam and continues to do so. You don't have to worry there, fan. You don't have to worry about it. Don't do anything illegal, though. Thank you very much. But as far as it's considered, PUBG's virus was pretty tame. I didn't find it to be too terribly bad. The big difficulty with this video, though, for me was actually creating a virtual machine environment, which played as such. So today, you got to sort of see the infamous PUBG virus, and some of you probably already have, but you also got to see a man make a virtual machine that is dedicated for gaming. Now, on a side note, would you want me to make the video where I show you how to make a gaming virtual machine? It is very nerdy, so if you ask me to do it, be prepared for like a 45-minute video of me showing you the nerd's guide to creating a virtual machine for gaming. It's not actually bad for gaming either. If you're sick and tired of reinstalling Windows over and over again or worried about software rot, it's like safe state Windows. You just make a save state to when Windows was good. It gets bad, you load that state up and go to the good times. But anyways, that is all that it can say about the PUBG virus and my escapades into gaming virtual machines. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Just like if you dislike it, this is me, Mudahar, and I am out.